Hello and welcome to the Red Zone Podcast, episode 16. Yo-ho, me hearties. This is Elvin.
And this is JR.
So welcome back, everybody.
Oh, you know what? Wait 1 second. Arr.
But before we start, remember to like, share, and subscribe.
We do apologize for the video quality and audio quality I guess. Because I'm currently having my booth and everything constructed. So, yeah, as you can see, the lighting and everything's kind of sucks. But yeah, we're still here for content.
So Ixalan came out. The previews for Ixalan has started to come out. And Wizards of the Coast has brought out a couple of articles outlining spoilers as well as new mechanics that are coming up, and that's what we're going to cover first. So, Ixalan is a world of exploration where planeswalkers are not capable of planeswalking out of. So once they're there, they're
Oh, really?
there. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why Vraska is there, and there's also a couple of other planeswalkers that can't leave. This is a
Has
big mystery.
Vraska been there for like a while or something?
Apparently, because she's now a captain of her own ship,
Oh, you
of
know
her own
what?
pirate
Davy
crew.
Jones.
She's kind of like a reverse Davy Jones, because instead of tentacles for a beard,
Yeah.
she has snakes for hair.
And she's stuck as captain.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I noticed there's a lot of female captains in Ixalan. Feminism. Yay.
Well, maybe because the whole what's her name in Pirates of the Caribbean? Keira Knightley,
Which
but what's
one?
her name?
Keira Knightley?
Yeah, but what's her name?
Elizabeth Swan.
Yeah, because the whole
Pirate Queen.
Elizabeth Swan Pirate King thing might have been a hit.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
before we get into the details of Ixalan, am I the only one who feels like this is sort of a smash up ripoff?
Well, for
I mean,
our audience
they
who's
already
not
had
familiar with
zombies
Smash Up,
and stuff, but
Oh,
pirates, dinosaurs.
we haven't even gotten to the tribes, which we'll be talking about later, but there's also vampires.
I mean, there wasn't vampires in the
Creatures.
initial Smash Up set, but
Yeah,
it
so
just kind of feels like Smash Up to me. But anyway,
yeah, it does. It does. Smash Up is a non-collectible card game by AEG, which is also fun. It's deck smashing game
yeah. Anyway, we can have an episode on that probably later. But
in the
anyway,
future.
back to
Yeah.
the topic.
Back to Ixalan. So Ixalan is where Jace ends up after being mind wiped by Nicole Bolas. And so Jace arrives on this world unable to planeswalk out and bereft of his memory. The story team said that they were trying to evoke this feeling of being a castaway, of being shipwrecked, marooned. And I think that really shows in the art because all of the basic lands have Jace in them, walking around.
Does he have powers though?
He does. He can create illusions based on the story.
Oh,
'cause I read
but he's weaker.
Yes, he's much weaker. He doesn't have all of his powers. He realizes that he can do illusions, but he has lost his memory, so it's hard for him to work at full capacity. He does remember Liliana though. In the story, he conjures an illusionary copy of Liliana, and although he says he recognizes her and she acts like Liliana, he doesn't remember who she is. So Ixalan is a world of these dinosaurs and vampires. So there's a couple of new mechanics. The first mechanic is called Enrage. And I want to harken back to an old card.
And I assume this is mostly for dinosaurs, right?
Yes, but do you remember an old card called Fungasaur back in Alpha Beta Unlimited?
No, I'm not that old.
Anyway, Fungasaur, okay, is is one of those really old cards. It
I
came out of
assume the creature type is not a dinosaur.
it summoned Fungasaur, but now I believe in Gatherer they changed it. I'm double checking because
Because
they
I saw a post somewhere which had I forgot if it's an unhinged or an unglued card, And the post said something like, "This is the only previous dinosaur from any set." So I don't know if the post is correct or
Well, what happened was currently it's a fungus lizard, and they might they said they're going to change it,
the
but a
dinosaur.
fungosaur, yeah, fungosaur
Yeah, no,
is a
because I mean, it might have not made any sense back then, but like
yeah.
if you're
Of
playing
course.
like I don't know, EDH or whatever, something that you'd play that in, thematically, it makes sense now to make it a dinosaur.
Yeah, well, Fungusaur was a three and a green creature fungus lizard, and whenever it's dealt damage, it gets +1/+1, which essentially is the enrage mechanic. It's a mechanic which triggers whenever the creature in that has enrage takes damage. So
So
that's
like the
a
short way of saying it is like in he has enrage +1/+1.
exactly.
And this
So
guy, Sun Crowned Hunt. Well, these guys have enrage
hunters,
deals 3 damage to target opponent.
exactly.
Okay.
There's a couple of different creatures that have enrage. There's an enrage that creates, I believe, 3/3 tokens.
Yeah.
So, lots of variety for enrage.
Let
Um,
me go just a bit off topic for just for now. We've been talking about mechanics for a lot of episodes, and we always talk about how they could just like this one for example, they could just say enrage it deals 3 damage, but they don't. But it
mhm.
always makes sense to do. I mean,
They
not
double
that
up
it makes
things.
sense. It always is possible to do that with a lot of the mechanics. I have no
Mhm.
idea why they don't just do that.
I guess for first-time players and for
Look,
new
it's
players,
they could
that's really
always
it.
put reminder text.
I think that is sort of like reminder text. I know what you mean. It's kind of like the same as Revolt, because that's what
Yeah,
Revolt
like
was
Revolt
also, is
always
just a keyword,
has
an
uh
explanation. Yeah,
when someone leaves something something, right?
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
and it's doable. You could always do it, and I guess that doesn't no. Well, I guess because it doesn't really do anything for anyone except for YouTube content creators who would rather say enrage it deals 3 damage. But
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
shortcut word, I guess. But it also allows them to create creatures that have just enrage or whatever keyword it is, so that they can save space for more flavor text or for more abilities if the card warrants it.
yeah,
So
But the thing is, if they didn't like, you could have the argument that enrage could do something else. Like, I mean, there could be an enrage thing where it doesn't start with whenever this creature is dealt damage, but then that wouldn't be enraged. So it's just weird to me. I mean, I feel like they just should say enrage 10x. But
well,
anyway,
they have space on the tech card, so that's why they do it.
I guess that's one thing,
Um,
right?
yeah. So that's Enrage. Enrage actually is pretty strong ability, especially since the tribe that uses it, the dinosaurs are usually pretty big. So 1 or 2 damage is something that they don't really mind. So
This
also
guy's
it
kind of tiny
makes it
though. 6 mana for a 5/4.
that's true. But
I mean, even in
at the
draft,
same
this is kind of meh.
yeah, that's well, it's still a big body.
Oh, but you can actually deal damage to, like, you can deal damage to your own creature by pinging it and
Blocking.
then by
Yeah, or
pinging it
just
and
by
then like
blocking.
do something.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Any direct damage is always good.
Yeah, like
So
you could
we
have something like Ballista shoot this guy for
Oh
three
yeah,
times every
ballista
turn.
is part of current standard. Yes, that's true. That means ballista might go up in
Again.
usage again. Yeah, that's true.
I won't be surprised. It's a colorless super utility card, so
Next one is a raid, which is the pirate keyword. So raid is an ability which triggers if you attacked an opponent this turn. So, oh, sorry, attacked with a creature this turn.
just
The
attacked with a
thing
creature.
Yeah, the thing I don't understand, how can you attack with something else other than a creature? Because only creatures attack. That's what I don't understand. Uh,
Yeah, one of yeah, this is another. But if you're gonna
like,
go that route, then you might as well just say raid. Target opponent discards a card. I mean, if you're gonna remove a creature from the text, then you might as well
no,
remove the
well,
whole thing.
it's just maybe no, I'm not a judge, so maybe there is an instance where
You can attack with not a creature.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I guess.
But
No, I was gonna say. I guess a creature, Gideon turns into like attacks, but then he becomes a creature first before he does that. So
exactly, same thing with any
with anything,
non-creature
or maybe
that attacks.
it
Turns into a
just
creature,
future proofing it. Like maybe eventually you can
I
attack with
guess.
non-creature things, and then they wouldn't have to errata a bunch of cards.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. But
It's
you know,
possible. This the raid ability though it looks pretty cool. Uh, for essentially a sorcery speed ability, because it only occurs, I guess, on your second main phase and after you've made an attack, so it's only on your turn. So essentially,
well, if you had a
uh,
creature with flash, then you could technically do it during combat. Or
but
if you had a
but
card that gave creatures flash.
yeah, but it's still gonna be on your turn. It doesn't trigger on other people's
Oh yeah,
turns. So yeah, but I guess it that might mean that raid is gonna be more powerful. If you notice, some of the cards are more balanced in cost, I guess.
what I would actually think is raid would be less powerful because it's so easy to trigger. You just attack. You don't even have to deal damage or anything.
All right. So after raid, we have um the explore ability. I guess the ability of the well, it's not just the merfolk, but there are several creatures that have this ability. So essentially, explore allows you to look at the top card of your library. You reveal it, and then you can put that card in your hand if it is a land. But if it's not, you put a +1/+1 counter on the creature, and the card is put back on the on top of the library, or it goes to your graveyard. So it's a good way to get additional draws or get land.
You know what I don't like about it? Oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
not that I don't like it. What's bad about it when you're for yourself when you're using it? Because it's a it's a forced reveal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not look at the top. I mean, it could have been look at the top card of your library, and then if it's then you may
Land
reveal it.
reveal. Yeah,
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 if it's a land, and then oh yeah, you couldn't because you have to reveal it.
yeah.
Ah, okay, never mind. You have to reveal it either way to
Exactly.
get something out of it.
But I see your point. You know, you don't want to reveal too much information to your opponent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it kind of yeah, because if it's a land, then it's fine. Then that's fine, right? But
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, you get a 3 mana 3/3, and then not and then a disadvantage. That's kind of
I guess.
not that good. Well, I guess this is just a bad card, is what we're kind of. No, well, it is not a bad card. 3 mana 3/3 is fine. Anyway,
Yeah. For limited.
C plus by the
Uh,
way.
um. Well, we also see
Oh
the
yeah.
return of vehicles. I guess ships.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say that this is like one of the sets where they redid a mechanic, but then I just realized that they're not redoing a mechanic. It's a card type ish subtype,
yeah.
but yeah. So I'm thinking like from now on we could see vehicles like in every set, like one or two, I guess, right?
It's possible. What's the next set after Dominaria, right?
Oh, definitely we'll see more in Dominaria because there's still gonna be there's gonna be the Black Pearl, and
Black Pearl. I think that's copyrighted, but I'm really interested to see if Weatherlight makes an appearance.
they could name it the Red Pearl. I don't know, but yeah.
Now, besides the vehicles, another thing that's returning are transform cards. Well, double face cards. Essentially,
Okay,
cards that transform
have you read the rules? I think anything that flips now
is a
technically transform.
transformer card.
Is it?
Yeah,
No,
it's a
it's a
transform.
transformer, like in reference to Grimlock. But is any flip a transform now?
Yes, that's what they said. It transforms. See, transforms from treasure map. The card that's on the website is a treasure map, and then it transforms into treasure cove. So essentially, these are cards that are
Is
like
this on the back of the card, by the way, or is this like a token?
back of the card, I think. Kind
Okay.
of like Eldritch Moon and Shadows over Innistrad.
Yeah. Did they reveal if you have like an extra flip card per like X things. You know, like what they did with Shadows, where
I hope so.
you
That
get
would
a
make this a
flip
very,
card.
very good
Yeah, yeah.
um
It for
set.
those of you who weren't around for Shadows, it made it a big set because you have a flip card per pack, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you have a flip card per pack, and you have a flip rare every 4 packs, which means you get an extra rare for every 4 packs, which raised the EV a lot. And we need to remember that this
and that
is
was a
the
small set.
yeah, it's a small set. You had that thing going on for you, and you have to remember that this is we're coming off of not having masterpieces pieces
And
anymore. So
yeah,
this is gonna have a really great value if they have that same thing and then no masterpieces and stuff like that. And then
exactly.
it's a rotational block. This is gonna be
Uh,
an awesome set.
yeah. Did you see the because this is Treasure Cove is cool, but did you see Itlimok create the growing rights of Itlimok legendary enchantment for 2 and a green. When it comes into play, you look at the top 4 cards of your
Oh
library.
wait,
You
what's the
may
name of the
reveal
card?
growing rights of Itlimok. When it comes into play, you look at the top 4 cards. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in the order. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, transform growing rights of Itlimok. It turns into Itlimok Cradle of the Sun,
Okay, and
which
what does that do?
it's a legendary land. Tap to provide 1 colorless mana, or tap provide 1 green mana for every creature you control.
I guess this growing rights thing is more playable in modern or something.
It's pretty strong.
But
It's massive ramp.
I'm not sure because remember we don't have Llanowar Elves in standard anymore or anything that produces one mana that costs 1 green. So you know.
I guess, but you can still just put a creature. So by third turn,
Yeah,
first turn you put a
yeah, I
creature.
guess it actually
Yeah,
produces 1 green either way, and it gets you a card.
yeah,
So like, even if you just had one creature, so yeah, I guess.
and then you can flip it after once you have 4, it flips, and then you have a Chaos Cradle.
Yeah, yeah. What I meant was even if you ran out of creatures, you still get 1 mana from it. So it's actually
Yeah,
better than Gaia's Cradle.
yeah, it's pretty. The transform cards are actually pretty cool. Not just because of the ability that they have, which are pretty
They're
strong.
kind of hard to like in standard though. This is kind of hard to try. Well, not just hard, but because imagine you have 4 cards. Like before you could play this thing,
Hmm.
you played 4 creature cards, played this thing, and played minimum of 3 lands. That's already 8 cards.
That's true.
So I mean, like if you're looking at your starting 7 and you have this and like 2 creatures, then like what do you keep? Like if you have the perfect ramp hand, then yeah. But then what do you ramp to? You don't have it, or it's either that or you get this plus a couple of creatures plus your ramp the card you want to ramp into, but then you just have a couple of creatures and not 4, and then it doesn't work. And it's good,
Well,
but it's not super standard good. But yeah. Anyway, the point is it's still good.
it's still good, and you remember the legendary enchantment Oath of Nissa, right,
Hmm.
is going away, and so this one I think really slots in well for that.
No,
Isn't Oath?
it's 3 mana though. I mean,
Oh, yeah, Oath of Nissa is the one,
yeah.
but still, it does a similar thing. It's a legendary enchantment that digs through your library. They're also talking about there are 3 planeswalkers in this set. Jace, Vraska, and a new planeswalker. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Huatli, warrior poet.
Watley. Where did we have a Watley lately?
I don't know. It's Huatli. It's actually pretty strange, because she's red and white, but she creates green.
She's a dinosaur person, right?
She is, according to the storyline, she's the Joan of Arc for the Sun faction, which is the dinosaur people.
Wait. The dinosaur faction is wait, the dinosaur faction is called the Sun People.
Well, they're sun worshippers of some sort. They're Aztec, I guess, because the vampires are conquistadors. Yeah, some sort of subtle
No,
um
that's actually more Smash Up.
commentary.
So it's like
Yeah,
Vampire
yeah. But
Conquistadors,
yeah,
Aztec
but it's
dinosaurs.
it's a subtle commentary on colonialism. But yeah, there's like tons of different cards and bunch of different things that are coming in the set, mechanics wise and also lore wise, and the way that the mechanics really match well the flavor, I think is really cool.
It's easy to make a set that has good lore and mechanics that match lore when you're dealing with pirates and dinosaurs. I mean, that's just cheating, you know.
Well, maybe it's still well, that's true. Like all of the games that have vampires or pirates are generally fun.
Yeah, like
Trying to
how do
think of
you
one that
mess up
doesn't.
vampires, pirates, and dinosaurs and zombies in a game which
Ah,
do not call smash up?
Transformers.
What?
Yeah, like Transformers is a way to ruin dinosaurs, right?
Oh no, but they didn't have the rest.
Because it's pretty cool. They have knights, dinosaurs, knights. I guess
Wait, which
it's somewhat.
Transformers?
I don't know. One of them.
The original one was good.
Yeah, but speaking of the different races, the next thing that we're going to talk about here is actually Mike Rosewater's article on how they were building Ixalan and how they thought of creating a
Oh,
uh,
before you go there, is the whole
sure,
excellent spoiler out?
it shouldn't.
Yeah, but these are oh, because this is a big set. I'm looking at a lot of cards right now that almost
Yeah,
look
but
like.
there's lots of empty slots. So as long as they're empty slots, it's not yet
Do
complete.
they have a Land Before Time reference out anywhere yet?
Like what?
I don't know.
Like a
It's
giant leaf? Like
eh,
which
or
which Land
a
Before Time has 7 movies, if you recall.
the first one. No one cares about the rest.
Some people do. I don't, but some people
But
do.
yeah, I mean like something where there's a Triceratops, Bronchiosaurus, and a pterodactyl in one card.
I
Here's another thing. Has
can
Magic taken any heat for giving feathers to the dinosaurs yet? I'm assuming
well
they
they
have.
talked about they spoke about the feathers because of trying to be scientifically accurate during the lore panel. Um,
But you do know like,
but
people are still mad at like people still do not accept that
well,
and
I
are
think
mad
they
that when people do it. Oh, the rest
that,
is reprinted.
that's true. But yeah, but the oh, did you see the rest? Did you see
Yeah, I'm looking at Nicolas Cage staring at me right now.
exactly? It's not
What's
just
that
Nick.
movie? The vampire movie.
No, it's not the vampire movie. That's not him.
Wh-
It is Kiss of the Vampire is what you're thinking
Yeah,
of.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not Kiss of the Vampire. I think it's Cameron Poe from
Oh,
Con
because
Air.
he has long hair, I guess.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
but the staring is more like the kiss of the vampire thing. I just or any crazy Nicolas Cage movie. I just pick the craziest.
It's just Nicolas Cage staring
But
at
it's
you.
just really Nicolas Cage, right?
That's why I said it's Cameron Poe because of that
Yeah,
long
yeah, I
hair
know,
and
but
his cast.
how can you how does he how is this not I mean
Because his lower half, you can still say, oh no, it's not really him because he has red hair. So
Celtic Nicolas Cage. I'm gonna
Celtic, yeah.
try to zoom more and for those of you who wonder, we did not talk about this before the thing, and it's just Nicolas Cage.
It
Anyway,
is Nicolas Cage. Yeah, I say it's still Cameron Poe.
it's the
He's
red
got
hair,
the
but
power
and
in
and,
his
and
hand.
but it's not the vampire. I'll look for a better movie reference. But anyway, where were
Yeah.
we?
So we were talking about how Mike Rosewater talked about how they were building Ixalan. And so one of the things that they wanted to do was sort of create a buffer between Unstable, which has a very strong steampunk vibe, and Kaladesh, which is also a
See,
heavily.
Unglued Unstable has a steampunk vibe.
Well, yeah, that's
The
what they
set
said.
after the base set has steampunks. I'm just saying, smash up.
Yeah, I think it's just a happy coincidence, kind of like the same way it happened for Lord of the Rings, where Pirates of the Caribbean came out at the same time as Lord of the Rings, Return of the King came out, and there was both had zombie armies or ghost armies in the case of Lord of the Rings.
I don't know.
Well,
I still think someone's ripping someone off, but yeah.
it could be just part of the zeitgeist. But for this one, Rosewater talked about how they were thinking about the different intrigue in Magic, and normally in Magic you have two factions. So for Kaladesh you had the Consular and the Rebels. For Ixalan, you have Gatewatch versus Nicol Bolas. So and even before, you had Gatewatch versus the Eldrazi. So you had two forces. In Ixalan, he wanted to explore something else. He wanted to explore a more political type of game where there would be multiple factions, all of them, multiple sides fighting against each other.
Republicans and the Democrats.
So here, what Mike Rosewater did was create multiple factions that were all vying among themselves. So they made this, one faction having two colors, another faction having uh, the other two, and then two more factions which had combination of the colors and a fifth color. So that's where they got the pirates, dinosaurs, vampires, and merfolk.
Not from
So
Smash Up.
pirate,
Okay, fine.
pirates are blue, black, red. Black because they're black as heart. They're black-hearted knaves. Red because they're chaotic and wild and rambunctious, and blue because of the sea. Dinosaurs are red, green, and white because dinosaurs are chaotic by their nature. They're animals. Green because they're just really, really big, and white because of that sun society, the Aztec part of it. Then you
Aztec
have
dinosaurs.
yeah, you have vampires, which are white black, and then merfolk, which are green blue. A lot of people actually said something about the merfolk being green blue because green was not traditionally a color associated with merfolk. But I beg to differ because I distinctly remember back in um, the days of not alliance, invasion. There was a blue-green merfolk, and so
There were blue green merfolk. I
Simic, right?
Yeah, but I think there weren't any just green merfolks is the thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That could be
So
the reason why.
the like remember the spoil sheet that had the green merfolk in it. So that was what people were reacting to
Like a
because yeah,
non
blue green is
Xeno
fine. Like
blue.
Kiora, I don't know, right? But
Hmm.
just green is weird
Yeah. Well, you know,
because
it's
like
seaweed,
plants grow in the water, but there's always but
water.
there has to be plants. It's
That's
not
true.
just the plants. Like you won't see a merfolk in like up a tree.
Well, there are fish that climb trees.
Yeah, they evolved and turned into salamanders. But we're not gonna talk about evolution and stuff.
It's
That
not evolution. I'm saying right now there are fish. They're like hop. They have lungs. Lungfish, I think it's called, or mudfish, can climb trees. They're like flopping around. But yeah,
and what good does that do? Anyway,
that's how they created that. It's a fascinating article talking about how they changed the different factions, and I'm excited to see how this will unfold in the set and in the succeeding set for Ixalan, and how each faction will appear, especially in standard.
Oh look, it's Littlefinger.
Next thing we're going to be talking about would be the new computer game from Wizards of the Coast.
You make
That
it sound like it's a game, like a game, but yeah.
well, it is a game because it's a Magic Digital
No,
Nexus
like
new.
a computer game.
Well, it is a computer game. It's called Magic the
Yeah.
Gathering Arena, and it is born from the bones of duelish,
or or
duels.
someone ripped
Magic.
up Hearthstone.
Well, yeah. Have you've watched the video?
No.
Okay, so there's an hour-long video
Oh yeah, yeah,
on YouTube
yes.
with Gabby Sparts
Yeah, and
and
Amaz.
Amaz
I watched.
playing.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched part of it.
It's fine, you know. It's always nice to watch um, Gabby Sparks play because you know she's generally going to
Not
lose.
anymore. Anyway.
Yeah, and you know it's not Rage Amaz, which you can see on his normal streams where he gets angry because
Oh,
he
he was
messes up.
actually quiet most of the time.
Exactly, it's not. It doesn't seem like Amaz, and I don't know. It's
Is it
without
because
that
you know you're
understanding.
playing a girl? That
I
might be
don't
it, right?
know. That doesn't really matter to him. I think it's just because
Or
he's trying
maybe
to be.
he was under direction. I don't know. Probably.
That's
But then why
possible. That's
it doesn't
possible.
make sense? Like why would you get him if you just tame him?
Yeah, if you remove the personality, but I guess
It's like hiring
it's
Nicolas Cage and telling him not to scream.
that's what they did for
And
Leaving
he
Las Vegas, and he won an Oscar for
I know I
that.
was gonna say that, but yeah. But it's
Yeah.
less fun though. But
So going back, Magic the Gathering Arena essentially is what Magic Duels was. It's an online version of Magic the Gathering, which puts emphasis on more recent cards and visual flair.
yeah.
But the difference, from what I understand, the biggest difference between this and Magic Duels is the fact that it is a full Magic experience. That's what they said. It's gonna be
Wasn't that the same for I mean Duels was pretty much Magic except it didn't have all the cards.
exactly. Here they said
So
they're going to
I guess
have
the
all of
only
the cards.
difference now is this will have everything.
Exactly. So it will have combos. It will have whatever card abilities
No, no,
because,
Duels had all of those, right? Didn't it?
but I
It just
believe
didn't have all
they're
the cards. Like
exactly.
it started with M10 and or something like that.
I think more recent cards.
You know what? If this thing has like drafts and cubes and stuff though, and then you could you could grind like Hearthstone to get
Mhm.
you can get gold and eventually get to play a draft for free. Then I don't know
It might
MTGO. I don't know.
replace. Yeah,
What are
it's
you
sort
gonna
of
do
what
about it,
MTGO is
MTGO?
for. It could be that they transition MTGO for other non-standard formats. So MTGO would be like your modern and
Yeah, but
vintage
then
and legacy
like
and flashback
what would the
drafts.
guy who spent thousands of dollars in MTGO say? I was actually thinking about this. Like you could like what they could do is like convert how much MTGO stuff you have. Like give all the cards in MTGO some value, like what they're actually worth,
Mhm.
and then give everyone that amount of I don't know, gold in arena. And then just kill
Yeah,
MTGO. That's what I would do.
yeah, that's gonna create a very big
I mean,
group of angry.
this is gonna be controversial anyway. Because if they don't do that, what happens is
Mhm.
everyone will just start playing arena. Like like we all know that's gonna happen. Everyone's gonna play arena. You're like everyone you know from FNM and anyone who plays MTGO right now is gonna play arena.
I
Like
guess.
you don't have a reason not to. So I don't know.
Well, I guess it's
And oh sorry,
from
I actually didn't get to my point. And my point was that
okay.
once everyone does that, if you're an MTGO guy who's not gonna play arena, then you just end up with no one to play with. So they might as well think of something that's gonna transition what you have in MTGO into arena. Well, it's actually two things. Either that's gonna happen or arena's just gonna fail, which I guess it still
Oh,
could happen.
I think you have priority access because you signed up for the nationals.
What do you mean?
I'm looking because I was looking through the article, it says that there's going to be priority access for the closed beta for people that are if you have a DCI number playing in a Magic Online Ixalan pre-release, or you'd get priority if you play in the Ixalan pre-release, the
Or
Twitch
I
site.
mean, yeah, whatever. I think they're just saying that. I think they also prioritize people with really old PCI numbers or
Possible.
with a lot of points, because you want to prioritize people who play a lot
You
more.
play. Yes, that's true.
But anyway,
Yeah, but that's an interesting thing. We'll watch that because, especially for us content creators, having a way for us to play online and
for free.
share the yes, and share that experience with our audience in a manner that's entertaining without us talking every minute of every second of the video is something pretty interesting, something that I think would be valuable for
I
our
don't know. I'm
audience.
actually on the fence about the animations, because like you saw the dinosaur, the
Yeah.
hexproof trampled big guy, right, when it came out, and then
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, the planeswalker actually talked when he when
Yeah,
Elvis
I get
cast
it, but
planeswalker.
I don't know. It's just
It
that,
Yeah, it's really designed for an audience, and that they prioritize that.
but here's the thing though. We are definitely gonna stream this. Like 100%, we're both gonna
Yeah,
stream this. Are you
yeah.
gonna have your volume on? No.
Uh,
So that's the thing.
it,
I
it
mean,
depends. Maybe the tool will have the volume. We don't really know yet,
the
but
what?
they want the tool, whatever you use to stream with it, will have the volume built in, because there are some streaming services, like for example,
Oh yeah, because
like
it's gonna
PlayStation
have
4.
something that directly connects to Twitch or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe something like that.
Oh, you know what they need to do? Because having the volume built into it is fine. The problem with having the volume built into something is that it's hard to
Configure.
to yeah, not just hard to configure. It's hard to balance the volume of what you're saying with the thing. So
Yeah.
what they should have built into it is a volume that automatically, like the thing does its thing, and then like when you talk, it suppresses the volume of the thing. If you get what I'm saying, like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
volume from the
Essentially,
thing
it's
disappears
it's
when
a
you
way.
talk. If you do that,
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome. There you go,
yeah. It's a
wizards.
it it it's smart. It's a smart uh sort of
Because we actually
sound
have something like that.
plug-in.
Yeah, yeah. We actually do that when guess what? I'm doing voiceovers now anyway. And
Yeah,
yeah, when you put audio on something, you put in a tool that basically limits the background music whenever you're saying something. So, it's a way to you it's a way for you not to have to play with the delicate balance of the background music and you talking, so you could just make the background music full blast and not have to worry about it. So
yeah. Well, we're gonna keep our eye on MTG Arena and see what it turns into, and look forward to more
but
content
but,
with
but
it,
I want to
especially if
make
it comes up.
I want to get your opinion on this right now, assuming this makes it. And by make it, I mean make it big. Because remember, the what Wizards has been saying for the longest time is that they want to make Magic into like e-games right?
Hmm.
Like they want people to be able to relate to it and watch it online
Hmm.
and not have any
Yeah,
problems. And this is absolutely what they should have done in the first place. Like MTGO is not gonna cut it because not everyone can play MTGO. You can't just. It's not true that you can go in with $10 and have fun with MTGO. Just no. I
well,
mean,
from an audience perspective, Magic needs the commentary for it to be understood
no, no,
by an
not just
audience.
the commentary, but they want everyone to relate to the game.
Yeah,
So if I'm a
yeah,
first time player and I log into
yeah.
MTGO and pay my $10,
Uh-huh.
there's no, and I don't know anything about Magic. There's no way I'm gonna keep playing Magic. I'm just gonna be, I'm gonna be skinned alive with the pros I play with, and then I'm gonna quit, right?
Mm.
But this with the ranking system, similar to Hearthstone and Eternal, Shout out to those guys. It's gonna work. It could work. I mean, I'm gonna play this for sure. So my
It's
question is, when this thing makes
mhm,
it big, and I
mhm.
think it will, what happens to paper magic?
I think that paper magic will stay where it is. The fact that paper magic requires no electricity outside of lights
I,
and
yeah, I think it's gonna
doesn't require
stay.
Wi-Fi, it'll
It's
stay.
it'll
That's what
stay,
I think.
yes, but will it lose players?
I think not because
Because I
it's a
think it
very unique
will.
experience. Because the people right now that are not playing Magic and instead are playing other games that are, the other electronic games.
Hmm.
Usually, if they're going to be playing Magic, they stop what they're doing and they start playing Magic. You know, if they play that, I think this just adds another way for people that play Magic
To
to
play more
feed
Magic.
that.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
to
but
feed into that.
but let's look at it this way. Are you gonna keep playing standard once this comes out?
Depends.
No, seriously.
Well, if this is free, then
Yes.
it's
It's
not
free,
likely.
and let's say it follows the Eternal and the Hearthstone way of earning booster packs, where you technically could win a free booster pack a day for playing once, and then you have quests that let you earn booster packs. Assuming it's
Well,
like that.
it's possible that I'd go for like the larger events, but for smaller events, maybe not.
Like exactly, like you don't keep a tier 1 standard deck anymore, right? And then you just
No.
play, and then you just build one for your RPTQs and PPTQs, or whatnot, or your GPs
Exactly.
and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So that's
Yeah.
my point. This is definitely, and if that's and if you're thinking that way and I'm thinking that way, then I'm pretty sure a lot of people are thinking that way.
Yeah, but that just
It
keeps
does it,
Magic
it doesn't mean that everyone's gonna stop playing Magic, paper Magic. Of course
paper
not.
Magic. Yeah.
But people are gonna
I
do this. And if you're an aspiring pro, and Wizards is saying that they want to make Magic like e-games, I'm thinking that they would put all the money on this. Like there would be monthly big events like this that they could stream and people could watch it and stuff like that. So you'd have to have your tier 1 decks here. So if you're spending here anyway, and if this is like Hearthstone and Eternal and those card games where you couldn't really sell the cards after buying them or after destroying the cards to convert to crystals that buy cards, then you're stuck with your cards here. So if you're gonna play this and you can't sell the cards, and the big events are gonna be here anyway, then you might as well play this.
That's only if the events. That's the thing. It's if the events are here, and because of the way that Magic is distributed, and the relationship that Wizards has to the local game stores, I think it's not going to be something that they're going to immediately put
Well,
all
no,
of their
not
eggs in one
immediately.
basket.
Definitely not immediately. I mean, we have to be realistic and realize that Wizards earns a lot more money in MTGO than on Paper Magic for a lot of reasons. Mainly being that they don't have to spend for digital packs. I mean, you have servers and everything, but yeah, we don't actually have to print the cards. Which means like every time you draft a booster draft in MTGO, they earn a lot more than when you doing paper magic, right? So it makes more sense for to them financially as well. So I don't know. It feels to me like this is gonna be not right away, but I think this is gonna be like paradigm shifting at some point.
If it's good,
Yeah, I mean the
that's
only
a
risk
big
is that
if.
the animation is bad, and that's the. I mean the animation is good, but that's bad. I think so. That's a thing, or it's just too long. I guess.
I think it all depends if it has a good drafting mechanic and if it has very
You
minimal
know,
downtime.
what I think about. I mean, drafting mechanic wise, you know how leagues were introduced like a year
Hmm.
ago.
Hmm.
I mean, this is like conspiracy theory level stuff, right? But I think leagues were like it's like some sort of a beta test for how things will work in arena.
So it's going to be like a smaller deck. You buy 3 packs, you make a deck from it, and then
You get to
over
play with
time,
people that you didn't draft with whenever you want, which is a league,
It's possible.
right?
I don't
Eternal
think
uses the
that's
same
that
system
level
for
though.
draft, by the way. Like you draft with 8 people, but then you can play anytime you want.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is
It's
pretty
just a
cool.
league.
Yeah, which is a league. Yeah, but that's one of the things that this has to have for it to be really good. Because I remember I play on my phone a sort of bootleg version of Magic
You can't do
with
that.
a with a
But then
with
we're
a
talking about pirates, and then it's
piracy.
fine.
But yeah, it's sort of bootleg thing, and it uses a very simplistic AI. But the fun of making of drafting is still there. Not it might not have the skill challenge, but just for something to do on the toilet, it's great.
You know what I do? I play Eternal, a lot of Eternal now. I'm actually going infinite on drafts, which is
On the toilet.
yeah, partly, but no, going infinite meaning like I
Yeah. You don't
I
have to
don't
pay for
I don't
things.
have to
Yeah.
grind for anything. I never paid for anything in Eternal. What are you kidding me?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But I do like just keep on drafting, and I have unlimited gold now and stuff. So I'm so no, if that's gonna be possible with this one, like if you can go infinite on drafts without having to spend anything at all, which you could technically do on MTGO as well, but it's just I don't know. I think they should have done this a long time ago. I think this is
Well,
gonna
I
be
think they tried to do that for duels, but it was a
no,
bit
but
too.
the fact that you didn't have all the sets was like, why would I spend time on
But
this
this
thing?
one isn't going to have all the sets either. This one will have only standard.
No, is it?
Yeah, it will have all of the cards, but it's going to be standard only.
Is it not
It's
gonna
intended
be?
to be ultimately to play the latest card sets in Magic.
Is it not gonna have the old cards eventually?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say, but it's designed for the latest cards in Magic, which is standard.
Eh,
Unless they say this latest includes modern, but
Yeah, but
uh,
then like latest could include iconic masters.
I highly doubt that.
No,
Speaking of,
I think they're kind of sugarcoating it for the MTGO players, and
uh,
I know I just think everything will shift to this eventually. I know I could be wrong.
it's
I'm
it's
just a guy in a pirate hat, but
it's the biggest challenge is how it works with the combos, which is what the problem was with
with Modo.
I think with not but duels. I think had problems with that.
I
Infinite
think I
combos and
think they
stuff
could
like that.
fix it because you need to play Eternal. But yeah, in Eternal, it's like there's some sort of automation built into it. I know you know how in Modo you have to you do have to do everything step by step.
Yeah.
In Eternal, and I guess it's that way for Hearthstone as well. There's some sort of automation to it where if you like for example you cast something which only has like one possible target
Hmm.
in the game, then it targets that, like you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to click it. I'm
I
thinking
I
it
I
would
know that.
it would include some of that, and that could make things faster. Or they could like if you have an infinite combo something, they could just have a button that says go infinite or do this 10 times, and I
But
mean that's super simple to do. And then your opponent will just have something that says your opponent wants to do this 10 times, when do you want to interrupt, if at all.
w- well, okay. Hearthstone has something like that, and the way that Hearthstone fixes it is there's an invisible set number of iterations that an effect will go through. So, just an example, there is a creature that whenever it's dealt damage, it creates a copy of itself.
So it's like,
There's a
so you mean to say exactly what I said, except it doesn't tell you that he wants to do it 20 times.
No, the
It just
system will say
he wants to do
X
it
number of
X number.
times.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You
so
don't you
yeah.
don't you can't tell it to do that. So they hide it behind the system, which is against, like, for example, Storm or one of those older decks,
Hmm.
because you can't put like a specific number for it, because sometimes you have to do more than 15, 20 iterations of a specific action, which is where the problem lies. They didn't design this. Hearthstone was designed in a way that avoided those things, but
Hmm.
eventually it had cards because just it got more and more cards. But this one, if it's going to include old cards, it's going to be a problem. So
I think it's a doable. I mean,
I'm not saying it's not do. It's not.
no, I mean,
I'm not saying it's
because
impossible, but
what you just do in those instances is if you can automatically like determine the number, etc., then you do. If you can't, then if then else, then you just
yeah.
don't. Then you just do it manually. Otherwise, so I mean, I don't know. It to me it seems like it's an easy thing to do. I don't know why. What's
If it was easy, then they would have been able to do it before. Because the flip side of that is why not do it?
wait who
Why not
they
automate it?
who?
Wizards.
Well, but
If they
there
could have
is
done
no
it before,
before. Oh, you mean in the other one, the
yeah,
Saki one?
in duels, yeah. If they did, then why not?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't hire someone who was good enough. I don't know.
Well, they did their new head of the digital game studios, so they have somebody has more experience in that. But maybe this one will be that
Or if
that
it might
elusive
have been because
game.
the duels wasn't really supposed to do what Arena is gonna try to do. So I mean like they could have done that. They could have spent time and money trying to do that, but there wasn't a point to doing it. Maybe something like that.
Maybe. But just like what happened to Duos, where it was designed for like video game, mobile games, but then streaming became a big thing,
Yeah, yeah,
so
that's
it
the
got
other
left
thing.
behind.
The fact that you couldn't play it in your PC, that's actually a thing because other people actually want to do that.
Yeah. And so the thing is, what's going to be the next thing? Like while this is in development, while it's in beta, while it goes through its different iterations until it's the final release product, what's going to happen with the world as it is? Will streaming be replaced with another mode of content delivery? So there's a lot of different factors, but just from a player's perspective, I look forward to something that will allow me to play Magic the Gathering while I'm taking a poop.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, and for free.
That's the dream. That's the dream. Yes, pooping Magic for free.
Or, and
Speaking of,
here's the speaking of the like the how it would affect the player base again. Like if you're a streamer, when you play MTGO and Paper Magic, and this is free, and like you get something every time you play, you just switch, right?
maybe.
And I just think that if they did do this right, and then if they eventually try to sneak in all of the cards, or at least modern, or at least the new format that replaces modern, and the eventual cube, then this is gonna, replace Magic for a lot of people. Not everyone, but for a lot of people.
But it has to have all the cards, which from
Which
the
is pretty doable.
doesn't it's doable, but that's not what they're saying it's gonna do. So they're saying that it's gonna be the latest cards. So
Yeah.
which does
No,
not bode well for that.
let me rephrase that. It could replace standard for a lot of people.
That is a very possible thing.
Like you could actually kill Magic by just doing this for standard, and like what you could do is standard is now exclusively arena, and then if you want to play modern or vintage or whatever, then you play Paper Magic, which makes perfect sense because the only reason why you wouldn't want to switch to this is because you have old cards that you value a lot,
That's true. That's true.
and you do like like not a limited but fewer print runs of newer sets just so that players that play vintage and whatever formats can update their decks as well. That makes perfect sense to me. I don't know, I'm probably biased because, if you're a streamer, if you have a YouTube channel, this is what you want.
Mm.
Like, this is just what you want. So there you go.
Yeah. Speaking of old cards, Iconic Masters was also spoiled. Well, it wasn't spoiled. There was HasCon is happening right
Someone's.
now.
I guess that's also called spoiling.
Well, it is. Well, it's sort of like a pre-release right now. So HasCon is a convention. If you watched one of our previous episodes, it's a convention for Hasbro products. So that's Transformers, Nerf, My Little Pony, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and
In our episode where we talked about Hascon, you said you were gonna be pissed if they made the Nerf Magic card. And guess what?
yeah, it's a stupid Nerf Magic card. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Apparently, there's a video of them testing that to see if it'll work, and apparently it worked. So, okay, good for them. It's a
Yeah.
dumb Nerf card. But at least we have Grimlock. That's a Transformer. Double-sided. But what we're actually
Dinosaur.
talking about is iconic masters,
Mm-hmm.
which we were told that apparently
Which is scrolling in your
the
screen right now, by the
yeah
way.
yeah the gods in Kamigawa are iconic.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
okay. Yeah, I mean Kokusho is, but I don't know. I don't even remember
well,
the name of. Oh, Keiga is because of Cube. I don't even remember the rest.
and also the praetors from Phyrexa.
Why in the world does Keiga look like Kikijiki?
They're changing. They had new art for them, I
No,
think.
but why does he look like a goblin?
I do not know.
He absolutely is Kikijiki except he's blue. Oh no, never mind. He's no. I'm remembering the dragons that Kikijiki had circling around him. I think or no, actually it's not. It's Kikijiki's face. Anyway.
Yeah, Monastery Swift Spear is here.
Oh, he is.
She
She is
same art.
also okay. You can't replace Steve Argyle art. That's just you know you just can't. So
We can't really go through all of them because it's still being revealed.
yeah, I'm just
But
going through which ones are
is there any one card in particular that sort of caught your eye from the iconic set so far?
Well, draft wise, there's gonna be a dragon set. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of dragons because Dragon Father is there.
True, but I like the fact that Channel
Oh,
and
Mishra's Bubble
Fireball
is
is
there.
here. Yes, Mishra's Bubble. Uh, this caused
Yeah,
a lot of
channel
people to
channel.
cry.
Actually, I was gonna say I was looking for Fireball because I saw channel.
Fireball is in the set.
Why? I mean, aside
Why is
from
Fire?
comboing in limited with a
What I'm looking
mythic
for is
card,
like
why is channel Fireball in the set? Channel's like banned from everywhere, right?
I think it's for vintage, maybe.
Oh,
Because you
it
can
is R1 for
channel
vintage.
and then put an Eldrazi. That's fun.
Are there Eldrazi's?
I don't think so. Is Kiki Chiki reprinted?
No, he became a dragon named Kega. But yeah, the Dragon Lord Servant.
Yeah, well, I for this one, I actually I'm looking forward to the Praetors because they're
Oh,
pretty
Thought
freaking
Scour's
cool.
back.
Each of the colors.
What else? Supreme Verdict. I'm looking for like
There's the Lord of the Pit,
what lands do we have?
a Horizon Canopy,
Oh yeah, Horizon Canopy's back.
Grove the
Evolving
Burn
Wilds is back.
Willows.
Oh, Grove of the Burn Willows is back. That's bad
Yes.
for my Grove of the Burn Willows. Yeah. Oh, and the rest of
Nimbus
the
Wings.
rest of the garrisons and stuff like. So like there isn't anything that's, you know, super wow. I guess is there?
Mana Drain.
Oh yeah, I guess there's one card. Okay, fine. But
Necropotence is here, but I don't know how big it is nowadays.
oh, the mythics are on top. That's why that's why kind of like I was. Oh, the good cards are good. I mean, these are good cards, and I was scrolling down what's happening, and then yeah, realize the mythics and the rares are on top. I don't know. So far it's just mana drain.
Channel is nice.
Hey, channels. If it weren't so like banned everywhere, Tossies is back with the old art.
Yeah, Thoughtseize.
I guess yeah. I mean, if you look at it, I guess there's decent value spread around everywhere. You have swords to plowshares,
Cryptic
Thoughtseize,
Command.
Cryptic Command,
Swords to Plowshares.
Luster Storm, if that's a thing. Vintage players, what's up? Assault Formation. Why?
Monastery Swift Spear is a common, right?
No, it's always been uncommon.
Oh, uncommon. Okay.
Undercity Troll. You have to have a troll. I guess, yeah. Other than that, it's obviously a dragon set. What the hell? Faltang Invocation.
Supreme Verdict.
I don't know. Nothing too special at the moment. Mana Drain's the card that's making everyone crazy at the moment. But you have to remember that Mana Drain went down in value recently. Oh, Mishra's Bubble is an uncommon still. That's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big thing.
Aethervile's rare now though. Oh, and it's Oblivious Zone. Okay, so the artifacts, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, but Mishra's Bubble, an uncommon, that's a thing. That's an actual thing.
It's a big thing.
I mean, even if the price becomes like half a bit, right? If it becomes like how much is before? 12. Wait, half of it would be like $14, I guess. No, 16. Yeah, it was 30. Even if it becomes $15 at an uncommon, then that's a thing.
It's a big uncommon.
Those are the only super okay ones because you can't really count on mythics because you don't really get
That's
them.
true. Well, I think we'll set aside
A
maybe
lot more time
the next podcast
to talk
to
about.
cover once it's fully spoiled.
It's not gonna
I
be
think
spoiled
after the
anytime soon,
weekend.
right? Because this is coming out what, December, November?
It's coming out soon. Yeah,
No, it's not
it's
soon.
coming out
It's
pretty
gonna
soon.
be like Ixalan, and then is this gonna be between Ixalan and the return set?
I think so.
Then that's gonna be in, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, we're definitely gonna spend time looking at
Hmm.
what else is there. But
Same
oh,
thing
look, a
with
Sphinx.
excellent. Yeah, consecrated sphinx.
No, and another one,
Which
Sphinx
one?
of Oton.
What?
I don't know that card.
Sphinx of what?
Beside the Abyssal Spectre,
Ugh.
Abyssal Persecutor. It's another Sphinx. Two Sphinxes off the
Uh,
bat.
yeah.
Your most hated cards. Anyway, so I guess that's what we have for today. Did we have any more news that's important that
Well,
we didn't cover?
there's a ton of ruse, but we'll cover that in the next podcast.
Of ton of what?
There's still some other news, not necessarily Magic, because HatsCon is still ongoing. So we're still waiting on the results of all of those things, and of course the continued release of spoilers for Ixalan. So we're also excited for
Yeah,
that.
and we're probably gonna be back to doing podcasts more often.
Yep.
But yeah, I have a somewhat post showist topic, but since we're not doing post shows anymore, I'd like to insert it now. Do you
Okay.
know that they're making a fourth Powerpuff Girl?
I saw. I just didn't care
Do you know
because the
why
new
they're making a fourth Powerpuff Girl?
who's like is because of is Professor Utonium making a new Powerpuff Girl?
I don't know, but Cartoon Network wise, do you know why they're making a fourth Powerpuff
No,
Girl?
no.
Would you
I
like
don't
to
know why
take
they
a
made
guess?
because three's a bad number.
Let's talk race.
Uh, the girls aren't white. They are mutant
Then
handless
why are they
monsters.
adding a black Powerpuff Girl?
I don't
They actually
know.
haven't specifically said that it's a black Powerpuff Girl that they're adding. And I'm
It
saying
doesn't
it
matter.
because they're not human, okay? Not because of anything else. Anyway, yeah, but
Oh, so you're saying black
no,
people aren't
anyway,
human?
because no, I'm saying because I said it, but I said it because
Powerpuff
Powerpuff
Girls
Girls are
are
not
not human.
human.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so they haven't said that. They haven't specifically said that the fourth Powerpuff Girl is black, but they had a black voice artist doing
Well,
it, and they specifically said, we're adding this, we picked Toya something because he embodies the Powerpuff Girls, which is bubbly, blah 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 blah, and sassy.
okay. Okay, so ethnic, but yeah.
No, but yeah, but basically, I think they're just targeting the African American little girl demographic because I don't know,
Well,
probably.
it's okay. Okay, inclusion is nice.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that's why. In case you wonder, it's just
But the
funny
fact
that
that
they
the
actually had to
Powerpuff
add a
Girls,
black Powerpuff Girl.
well, the Powerpuff Girls, when they came back, wasn't really good.
I actually
Uh,
haven't watched a single episode since they came
you
back.
know,
Oh, and for those of you who are curious, there's gonna be a five-part movie deal.
or
And
what?
for the Powerpuff Girls, and this
Oh,
is like a story arc where the first one is this girl, the new one, like how she becomes a Powerpuff Girl, and I don't
you
know,
don't become a Powerpuff Girl. You are created from sugar and spice and everything nice and a dash of chemical X.
and a dash of
That's how you
sass.
become a Powerpuff Girl.
But yeah,
That's how you
that's
are. It's
no,
created.
we
You are
don't
created.
know if she actually
Uh,
comes from that, or we don't know
I'm just gonna
anything about it yet.
I'm just gonna wait for DuckTales, which will come out next week or
Oh yeah, what happened to
in
that?
with
We had the first episode, and then what's the next one? 2 weeks
the
from
next
now.
one should be this month, I think, because it coincides with the anniversary of DuckTales.
Oh, and did you notice they skipped Rick and Morty the same week that we didn't have Game of Thrones anymore? That
I
was a
know.
really bad Sunday night.
Yeah, I realized that.
I was just
So
for us it's Monday morning, and I was just waking up Monday morning, and there's no more Game of Thrones. Let me look for Rick and Morty.
oh,
There's
there's
also no Rick and Morty. What?
it's annoying.
It's a bad
But
week.
that's fine. That's fine. We have spoilers galore, and hey, Mandarin's back.
And yeah, and I'm really
Yeah.
excited about Arena. You could knock it like, as much as you'd like. I'm all for Arena.
We're not knocking it. We're just hoping that it would have cards and
I just want there to be
Formats.
cube in Arena and Phantom Draft cube.
cards and formats. That's all we want.
And
Yeah,
if
but-
you want to win this hat, Magic the Gathering Pirate hat, we're gonna have a giveaway soon. So subscribe so you find out how. Just in time for Ixalan.
That pirate hat looks very similar to a different hat from a different plane.
No, this is a pirate hat.
Sure. But anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment on what your thoughts about the new plane of Ixalan. What your thoughts on MTG Arena? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Do you agree with
And
what
if you
said?
have any questions or any topics that you want us to cover or any top 10s you want us to cover, go ahead
Top
and
five.
comment and let us know.
For the Red Zone podcast, this is Elvin.
And
Have a good day. Avast, you matey.